Hi there. On weekends, we do reruns so that yours truly can take a couple days off. Look for a fresh new episode on Monday. Meanwhile, please enjoy this episode from this day from a previous year. Thank you so much for your indulgence and loyalty, and have a great weekend. Enjoy! Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History. Today we're going to enjoy a rerun from a previous year. Thank you so much, and enjoy. Hello, and welcome to This Day in History for December 31st. December 31st is the 365th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. It's known by a collection of names, including St. Sylvester's Day, New Year's Eve, or Old Year's Day or night, as the following day is New Year's Day. It's the last day of the year. The following day is January 1st, the first day of the following year. And today's word is karma. Karma is a noun that means a person's actions, bad or good, that determines his or her destiny. In Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, it also means destiny or fate, and can also mean an aura or atmosphere generated by someone or something. The etymology of the word karma comes from Sanskrit karma, which means deed or work. Ultimately, it's from the Indo-European root kur, to make, which also gave us the word Sanskrit, literally well-formed. The earliest documented use of the word karma is 1827. And with that, we're going to start right now in the year 1600, when Queen Elizabeth I of England granted a formal charter to the London merchants trading to the East Indies, hoping to break the Dutch monopoly of the spice trade in what is now Indonesia. In 1796, the city of Baltimore was incorporated as a city. 1862, the USS Monitor was a steam-powered, ironclad warship built for the Union Navy during the American Civil War, the first such ship commissioned by the Navy. Quite an innovation at the time. This ship featured, of course, the iron exterior and a rotating gun turret. After a historic Civil War battle off the coast of Virginia, they wanted to take her down to South Carolina. Now, this ship, in terms of seaworthiness, not so much in the open ocean. And this time of year, the Atlantic tends to be a bit rougher anyway. So they were towing the Monitor to her next destination, and on her way there, she foundered while under tow during a storm off Cape Hatteras on the last day of the year. Monitor's wreck was discovered in 1973 and has been partially salvaged. Her guns, a gun turret, engine, and other relics are on display at the Mariners Museum in Newport News, Virginia, just a mile from the site of the most important military action. In 1878, Carl Benz, working in Mannheim, Germany, filed for a patent on his first reliable two-stroke gas engine. He was granted that patent in 1879. And if that name seems familiar to you, surely you've heard of the Mercedes-Benz automobiles. This is that Benz. In 1879, Thomas Edison demonstrated his incandescent light. In the first public demonstration of his incandescent light bulb, American inventor Thomas Alva Edison lit up a street in Menlo Park, New Jersey. In 1944, Hungary declared war on Germany. On this day, the Provisional Government of Hungary officially declared war on Germany, bringing an end to Hungary's cooperation, sometimes free, sometimes coerced, with the Axis power. In 1946, on this day, President Harry Truman officially proclaimed the end of hostilities in World War II. 1955, General Motors became the first U.S. corporation to make over $1 billion in 1 year. That's billion with a B. In 1961, Kennedy and Khrushchev exchanged holiday greetings. In 1968, Soviets tested a supersonic airliner. Soviet Union's Tu-144 supersonic airliner made its first flight several months ahead of the Anglo-French Concorde. The Tu-144 so closely resembled the Concorde that Western press dubbed it the Concordsky. 1972, future Hall of Famer Roberto Clemente, along with 4 others, died when the cargo plane in which he was traveling crashed off the coast of Puerto Rico. Clemente was on his way to deliver relief supplies to Nicaragua following a devastating earthquake. In 1983, the AT&T Bell system was broken up by the United States government. In 1984, the subway vigilante Bernard Goetz turned himself in. Bernard Goetz was the white man dubbed the subway vigilante after he shot 4 young black men on a New York City subway train. He turned himself in at a police station at Concord, New Hampshire. Goetz claimed that the men, all of whom had criminal records, were trying to rob him and that he had acted in self-defense. At the time, New York was in the midst of a crime wave, and Goetz was viewed by some people as a hero, an ordinary citizen fighting back against his attackers. In 1987, a Manhattan jury acquitted Goetz of criminal assault and attempted murder. However, he was convicted on a weapons charge for carrying a gun without a license and spent 8 months in jail. On December 31st of 1985, Ricky Nelson died in a plane crash. Former teen idol Rick Nelson died in DeKalb, Texas on December 31st, 1985. Ricky Nelson launched his pop career in 1957 by picking up a guitar and singing at the end of an episode of The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, establishing a template for pop music stardom that inspired hundreds of imitators in the decades that followed. But what Ricky Nelson had that so many other actors who failed as pop stars didn't have was actual musical talent. He was on his way to play a New Year's Eve performance in Dallas, Texas when the plane went down. He was 49. 1992, Czechoslovakia was peacefully dissolved in what was dubbed by the media as the Velvet Divorce, resulting in the creation of the Czech Republic and the Slovak Republic. In 1999, the first president of Russia, Boris Yeltsin, resigned from office, leaving Prime Minister Vladimir Putin as the acting president and successor. In 1999, the United States officially handed over control of the Panama Canal into Panamanian hands for the first time. Crowds of Panamanians celebrated the transfer of the 50-mile canal, which links the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, and officially opened when the SS Archon sailed through on August 15, 1914. Since then, over 922,000 ships have crossed the canal. Singers Rosalind Cash, John Denver, Burton Cummings, Donna Summer, along with the South Korean Psy that we mentioned in a previous This Day in History episode, were all born on this day in different years. Ricky Nelson that we mentioned a little earlier, Floyd Kramer, Natalie Cole, all died on this day in different years. Have a wonderful New Year's Eve, and I'll see you next time. Authoritarian and corrupt. My salmon's done. I'll be right back. Barking dog. Alrighty. Back to work. Okie dokie, Smokey. Smoother. Be smoother. That's a lot of words. I'm gonna have to look at that. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? She's not a man. See, this is what happens when we're not scripted. This is why I don't do live shows. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.